Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. I deleted my old post for fear that I was overreacting. Turns out you all were right. Update: I could honestly just use someone to talk to. I don't really have anyone other than family and I don't feel comfortable talking to them. Almost 2 months ago, I created this one-off Reddit account and posted about how my wife told me she had feelings for a coworker. I copied the content, I posted it below for context, but it's really long, but ultimately deleted it because most on here were telling me she's definitely still pursuing it and I just started to feel like a shitty husband. I didn't want to believe it. Fast forward to last Friday, I overheard a conversation the two of them had privately in her car for an hour and it was utterly devastating. It was damning for both of them. I confronted her about it, she just sort of seemed numb. I didn't see any remorse in her eyes, but I don't know what she was thinking. She left for a while and eventually came home hours later. We talked a lot. She cried, I cried, we said we wanted to heal and move on. I thought we were working toward healing, but I think I honestly never gave myself the time I needed to process everything and just started to lose it. I spent hours in my office yesterday crying and I wrote a 7-page letter of seething vitriol to the affair partner of just hate. I didn't send it, I planned to burn it. I'm not a crying guy. I honestly feel so pathetic each time it happens. I don't know what to do. I packed a bag and checked into a hotel for an undetermined period of time. I just feel so low, so hurt, so sad, and so angry. This room feels like a prison. I can't even look through my phone without a million reminders of her. We have been together for 11 years, married for 6 next month, and have a 10-year-old son. I'm just still in shock. So throw me a line, somebody out there, help me, I'm on my own, throw me a line, I'm afraid that I have come here to win you again with trembling hands. Previous post. Wife has feelings for coworker and I'm struggling. I'm going to apologize now because this will likely be a lot to read. In all honesty, due to the length I expect this to be, I also expect this will just disappear into the Reddit void. I don't really post about much, especially as it relates to my personal life or relationship with my wife, but I'm struggling with wrapping my head around things and I'm curious what others think or would do in my situation. Early TLDR, together over 10 years, married 5+. Wife works with someone and she told me she thinks she has feelings for him. We've had many conversations and I'm trying to be cool, but I just can't shake it. Struggling with how to handle my emotions. Background and context: I'm in my early 30s and my wife and I have been together now for over 11 years. We had a child early in our relationship and he recently turned 10. We've also been married for over 5 years now. We've had our ups and downs but have always been able to ultimately work through anything together and end up stronger because of it. We've both made mistakes and both have worked to improve ourselves after any issues. It's been good overall and I absolutely love my wife. I'm talking head over heels in love. She's incredibly beautiful, she's smart, she makes me laugh, and, most of the time, she makes me feel loved. But during the fall and winter of last year, we hit some dark times. I think I might have started to take advantage of our marriage and didn't invest into it like I should have. Take advantage in the sense that we weren't really being romantic or intimate, and I wasn't being as lovey and attentive as I could or should have been. Trust me when I say I see and understand the part I play in all of this. But I'm going to pause here to say before the fall and winter of last year, she had been working in a role where she was put in contact with the guy from another team with some relative frequency. He's a little younger than her and he's really into a lot of music, just like my wife. Music is something that resonates with her soul and impacts her deeply. She has a strong connection to it. So this guy she's working with is in a band and has a girlfriend. He's super into music. They share songs, playlists, and things like that. To what extent, I honestly don't know. He's a very animated person, makes her laugh a lot, talks to her all the time, spends a lot of time chatting and on one-on-one video calls together. I know she's friendly with the guy, she tells me, and seems to try to keep things on the up and up, as best I know. And things are fine, and I think nothing of it for a while. Fast forward to late summer and she's not taking a role directly in the same overall team as this guy. Hooray! They now are attending the same team happy hours where alcohol is involved. She's FaceTimed me a few times while she's out with her team, and every time, they're sitting next to each other. Okay, no worries. But on 2 occasions, they ended up driving the other one home. I guess one time he either lost his keys or locked them in his car and conveniently didn't know his girlfriend's phone number. Yeah, I suppose he legitimately might not have, so my wife had to drive him home. On another occasion, she had too much and got sick, and, rather than call me to come get her, he drove her home. But what really looked bad to me was that they were parked up the street a few houses and they just sat in his car at later in the night for a while talking about whatever. I found out because my dog kept pawing at the door to go outside. I took him up the block and found them together. They appeared to be just talking. I looked at her and just had the most "what the duck are you doing" look on my face. So I continue walking my dog, circle back, and she's still in there. She got out as I was approaching and she was shit-faced stumbling on the road. Why wouldn't she have called me? Her mom had a health incident back in December and I honestly didn't step up to support my wife, and I regret it every day. I really think that's what pushed things for her. Thoughts on this guy to the next level. There's some history and obviously so much not in this post that I don't want to get into, but I don't know why I didn't step up. But I didn't. Anyway, this guy is aware and checks in on her every day. Obviously this resonates with her, and I think this is when everything started to click for her, but I can't read her mind. So, at home, there ends up being nights where she's in the bathtub with the lights out and candles lit, just listening to music with a bottle of wine. Once or twice, she knocked out an entire bottle of wine and was just crying and got sick and basically spent the night on the bathroom floor. She's in a deep dark spot for a while. She's crying a lot at this point, but I don't put the pieces together yet. Fast forward a week or two and she decides to start learning to snowboard. She's wanted to for a while, but with our schedules and everything we never prioritized it. Well, homeboy says he snowboards and can teach her. Okay, go for it and have fun. They're out there together, and apparently this guy never told his girlfriend he was taking my wife to snowboard. No clue why, no clue if his girlfriend knows to this day. I'm not super pumped they're going together, but I ski and lessons are expensive, so it is what it is. Nothing comes of this, just pointing out a few things as we go. I guess at this point I'm getting suspicious. After the holidays, things are really getting dark, so we start to talk. The first few times, she talks about us both working from home since the pandemic and just being on top of each other all the time. Her office is downstairs in our house, mine is up. So we're not physically together all day, but I get it. She talks about needing some space, maybe considering getting an apartment to live by herself for a few months since she never has. I'm confused, I'm hurt. But I'm with her. I tell her I understand and that if this is what she needs, I support it and I support her. I told her I'd help her find a place, I'd go check places out with her to make sure they're safe, I'll help her pay for what she needs help with. I'm crying a lot at this point. I just don't understand why this is happening, but if you love someone you let them go, right? After a couple weeks and more talks, she eventually tells me that she thinks she has feelings for this guy she's working with. She said she's never said this to him, but in the back of my mind I get the feeling that they'd already been flirting and whatnot all this time. I honestly have no clue, I'm just so hurt. But like I said before, I recognize the part I played in getting to this point. We talk a lot more over the next few weeks. I'm trying to be supportive, be cool, be a good husband and just be understanding, because I know being a human is hard and feelings are complicated. Sometimes shit just happens, but I'm wrecked by it all. We both cry a lot during all of this and we're trying to figure it out. I'm struggling because I know he's a good friend to her and he helps her a lot at work with all kinds of things, and I appreciate that. But I mean, my wife just told me she might have feelings for someone she works with every day and will continue to work with him every day for the foreseeable future. What would you do in that situation? We're trying to get back on the right path and I'm trying to really improve my prior shortcomings. I'm trying to reinvest in my marriage. I picked up about 4 or 5 books regarding marriage and how to put my wife first and just be a better husband. I've been reading a lot, I've been trying to be present in every conversation, I've been calmer and more understanding about things. I'm genuinely trying here. I'm not out of shape, 5'11" and 160 pounds, but I've been focusing on my appearance to catch her eye again and it's helped. Things were really good for about a month or so there, but her work gets more demanding on her time, which sort of puts them together more, which now makes me feel like I'm getting deprioritized and I'm playing second fiddle. But it's like she's on her phone again. I don't think she's doing anything wrong, I just feel like a lot of other things are coming before me again, and I feel like our intimacy is waning and I'm getting lonely. I'm getting sad again because I'm feeling like I'm not as important as her work. If I'm being honest, I make a really good living and she doesn't even need to work if she doesn't want to. We've had that conversation as well and she really struggles with walking away from her job. Look, if I'm being honest, had I met the guy first I think I'd have been really good friends with him. But at this point, I'm so far gone from it that I just want him completely out of the picture. I'm just struggling to understand my emotions around all of this and I'm hoping for some perspective from both sexes on this one. If you made it this far, thanks for reading. Don't do the pick-me dance. Get a lawyer. Get your ducks in a row. Your child deserves a stable home, not one where his father is an emotional wreck BC of his mother. Get out. Going to jump on this comment. I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. You don't have to make a decision right now. Please allow yourself some grace. You are grieving the marriage you thought you had. It's okay to cry. You should return home so you're with your son, but don't do the pick-me dance and don't fall victim to hysterical bonding. Accept that your wife is in the affair fog and that she will trickle truth to you. Don't try to talk or engage too deeply with her. Employ the 180 technique for now. This is to protect you and your mental health. Don't let her blame you and don't let her deflect from her actions. Look into therapy and talk to family and friends. Don't go through this alone. Allow yourself time and space to process this. Focus on yourself and your son. Read up on the psychology of affairs and how to recover from them on a personal level. www.survivinginfidelity.com is a good resource. Arm yourself with knowledge to help you through this. You can look into reconciliation, but know that it often fails and is a grueling process. The better bet would be to consult a lawyer. Carry this up, but also, only reconcile if the wayward will go into therapy, want to change, and in your WW's case, quit her job. Those are the 3 first requirements if she does talk of reconciliation. If she doesn't do any of those 3, she's not going to reconcile or lead you into a false reconciliation, which can be far more damaging than never. This has nothing to do with you. Cheaters are broken people trying to fill something, but they will not. Yes. Reconciliation is hard. It is grueling. And it takes years. Most of the effort must come from the cheater. No contact with the AP is a must. Which in Op's case means that his wife quits her job. She'll need to provide complete disclosure and full transparency. She'll have to deal with his triggers and help him through his trauma. She'll need to be remorseful and work on herself. Not many are able to truly step up and become safe partners. And a lot simply aren't willing. Exactly. I could characterize my WW's efforts as a false reconciliation. In truth, her and the MC were attempting to stall while they vetted a legal team. Little did they know, I had already consulted with a lawyer. When I found out about the subterfuge, I rang my lawyer and told her to start paperwork, and had WW served first. I also reported this MC to the governing body, as it turned out she wasn't even licensed to practice. On top of this, WW was still cheating. Unbelievable. Great advice except for surviving infidelity. It's a real SHT show over there. Lawyer up and get back to your house, don't leave your house for cheater and don't stay with cheater. I don't recommend divorce generally, but the odds they have not slept with each other are remote. I suggest you see a lawyer to clarify your custody and property rights. File for divorce. Even if you choose to give reconciliation a chance, your wife will know there are consequences to her actions. If I choose to go that path, is the point of no return just when we sign on the dotted line finalizing it? Just filing for divorce doesn't mean you have to go through with it. Depending on where you live and the laws that govern it, there is usually a period of time or separation that needs to happen before divorce occurs, and you can always stop the process. With that being said, being served will often knock her out of her affair fog, which from her reaction to your discovery, she seems to be in deep. Hire a good attorney, know your rights and follow his/her advice to the T. Get an STD test, move back home, kick her out, go no contact, inform all of your friends and relatives including your child in an age-appropriate way. If your attorney agrees, inform HR. Inform the AP's significant other. I want to stress, all of these steps need to be vetted through your lawyer. Laws differ from state to state. I've always been here to kick the cheating partner out of the house. Can one actually do this, legally? Depends on the title, and laws. Generally you cannot order someone to leave, especially in a no-fault jurisdiction. You can ask them to leave though, in a civil manner. Sometimes they do. I suppose this would hinge on whose name the house is in. If it's in both names that would get sticky real quick. Your marriage as you knew it died when she started her EA. She was in her emotional affair when they were sitting in his car down the street. Your dark days were not caused by you. You were responding to a dying or dead marriage. A divorce can be a step in a reconciliation process. You are not divorced until it is finalized by the court. At any time you can stop. You need to stop blaming yourself. Your old marriage will never come back. You deserve better. You are the victim of her affair. Protect you and your son. That is your job now. You both have a say and work in reconciliation. It cannot happen if she or you don't want to. Good luck. She left the marriage to pursue her AP. If it is your choice to let her back in, don't do it unless she follows all the steps others have outlined, include quitting her job and going North Carolina with the AP. As long as she doesn't do what is needed, keep moving toward divorce. When the date gets close, don't waver, stay strong. It is better to be divorced than stay married to an unrepentant cheater. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.